up and the city was on fire. You could see the pandemonium for miles. I've been living with this feeling for a while. If death is coming, I'ma greet so live it up, nigga, we gon' live it up. So can't get enough, ain't no bottom to my cup, no. Just split it up, you know how I like my blunts, bro. If I'ma go tonight, then I'ma do it right. So live it up, nigga, we gon' live it up. So can't get enough, ain't no bottom to my cup, no. Just split it up, you know how I like my blunts, bro. If I'ma go tonight, then I'ma do it right, yeah. I woke up and the city was on fire. You could see the pandemonium for miles. I've been living with this feeling for a while. If death is coming, I'ma greet him with us. I've been living like push the pedal to the metal till I see the flag blowing chunks out the ozone while I burn the gas crackers on my ass. Think I'm finna crash. I ain't worried till I hit the curb. Vision blurs, learn every word. Coupe in this filled with different flavors. They just wanna live something I could give life in the 16. Painting pictures like the 16. Even now I'm on my back staring at the ceiling wondering what this shit mean. I don't wanna live my whole life. Now I'm here feeling so right.
Welcome, everybody. It is Friday, and it is beautiful. We have a jam-packed show for you. I'm your host, as always, Tyson, TRL Business Time. With me, as always, my sleepy and somewhat their friend, Jeffrey, off of the Schneid.
Why am I sleepy all of a sudden? Like I'm one of the fucking seven dwarves over here.
This man just rolled. Now, honestly, Chet, we you know, this show is very unscripted. It's raw. But Mr. Off the Schneid, he gives a new definition to raw.
Why is that? Why are you calling me out this morning?
Because why not?
I got off work a little late last night, you know? Listen.
Did you go straight home?
Very blessed and highly favored to have a great job. And, you know, I came home, you know, watched a little bit of...
Wait. So you went straight home after
TV.
work?
I'm sorry?
You went straight home after work last night?
Yeah, of course.
Really? Huh. Eyewitnesses confirm otherwise. Eyewitnesses have spotted one Mr. Off the Schneid out at the local watering hole.
I might have gone for one or two. It was just a little celebration, you know, completed training, everything's over with. You know, we're very excited to be there and be in this moment, and here we are. What else do you want from me, Tyson? I
want it
bro.
all.
I'm
I
here.
want it all.
I'm ready to chop it up for you, okay? Here's where we are. It was a great week. How was your week, by the way?
Man,
it was good?
Your mic's loud. Yeah, it's good. I'm sick again, you know, the usual. But, you know, hashtag no days off. That's just
you go to the doctor yet?
Nah, it's the same thing I always have.
Yeah.
It's
no point to go.
It's a reoccurring condition. There's no point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Bitch-assness.
Yes, something like that, I guess, is what we're talking about here. So anyway, it's Friday. We're getting into the weekend. Little bit of stuff swirling around the week this week. We're going to start off with the NFL, as always, the big one in the league. So franchise tag started, goes through March 7th. Now, I didn't see anybody that had been franchise tagged yet. I know that you said something earlier that you saw somebody. But the majority of the big ones that we're talking about Lamar Jackson, we're talking about Daniel Jones, we're talking about Orlando out of Kansas City. I know there's a few other ones that are floating around out there. Jeffrey, what did you hear about this? I know you said that you saw a couple people that that had already been tagged.
No, I didn't see anybody who had been tagged. I said everything was probably going to be happening in March, is what I said. But, yeah, franchise tag's going to come into play. A lot of guys are going to be implemented into that. You know, do they franchise tag a guy like Daniel Jones, you know, who is now, you know, demanding a lot of money, or, you know, Lamar? It'll be very interesting, not to steal a quote from my good friend Tyson Thomas here, but it'll be very interesting to see who gets the tag, who teams are going to hold back on a little bit. Obviously, the cap number went up. It's always interesting to me that we do this. I don't know. I feel like you could be able to supplement this through draft picks and stuff like that. The timing of the NFL season in terms of free agency and the way things work is always very interesting. They dominate the headlines no matter what. 24/7, 365. It is just the giant that it is.
Well, they did that on purpose. I mean, they moved the combine, they moved the draft so that they stay relevant throughout the whole year. And man, do they stay relevant. Now, the number that I'm hearing out of the Daniel Jones camp is $45 million a year.
A lot.
So much that where his agents told him straight up, bro, you ain't getting that. And he said, fuck you, you're fired, and hired new representation. I mean, we talk about these contracts all the time. And the NFL, no, just like any others, what have you done for me lately, league? However, we talked about numerous times, you have a 5-year contract, you suck the first 4 years, you blow it up on the 5th year, you're going to get paid. Pretty much in every sport around that. That's just the way it is. People are going to ride the wave. However, I think that people are the owners and stuff are going to be a little bit more hesitant on Daniel Jones here. We did see a very good year out of Daniel Jones last year with limited resources, limited weapons, obviously better coaching, better system for him. But I think the top of the cap right now is probably like what, 55-ish, somewhere around there as far as quarterbacks. I think Mahomes is like 50.
Well, Rodgers is at the very top at 59 right now. He's owed $59 million next year.
That's his cap hit, right?
But just believe that's what from what I understand, that's what he's owed next year is 59.2 or 3 million, something like that. I don't think Giant fans want to pay this. To me, it's a little bit of a misstep by the Giants organization. I feel like you should have either talked to Daboll during the season, and Daboll could have told you, listen, he's going to be successful. I got him in this system right here, yada, yada, yada. Let's see if we can get him on a discount while the year, or during the year, while it was going on. Instead, now you put yourself in a situation where you've given the player all the leverage, which is a tough place to be. I think the Giants will be smart enough to figure something else out. I don't think that they're going to commit $45 or $50 million to Daniel Jones long term. I think if they do that, it'll be to a guy who has proven it in this league, a la an Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, why would you pay Daniel Jones $50 million when you could just pay Aaron Rodgers $59? You know, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Same thing with a guy like Lamar Jackson, right, who does pretty much everything better than Daniel Jones at this point in his career. Why would you not just pay Lamar the money instead of, you know, trying to sign a guy? I hope that he pans out. We've only seen this past year, which, yes, he was good. He was great fantasy, very fantasy relevant for the Giants. Ran the ball over the field, did make some nice throws here and there, but he wasn't really required to do that much. Their defense was great. They stood on their head all the time. They played on short fields.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, go back to Rodgers' contract. So they're giving him a $14.5 million bonus. So his actual cap hit is 31.6, but he is getting paid total cash of $59.5 million this year is what his total is. And honestly, until 2025, his dead cap hit is $25 million or more up until that anyway. So yeah, you're absolutely right there as far as we're at $59.5 million right now. To Jesus, man,
it's crazy. It's crazy too. It's just like Rodgers just wanted his flowers. Like, he just wanted that contract to be able to stand on and say, "Hey, I got the contract." And now it's like, I want out. I'll restructure. But I want the number. You just want the number. You got to dangle the carrot right there. Tell him that he can have it, and of course they give it to him. They trade his best friend Davante Adams. He complains all year he has no weapons.
Turns out he did have weapons, but he chose
yeah.
not to work with him in preseason. Therefore, you know, it's funny that you said. Did you see that he came out from his darkness retreat the other day? And
I didn't see what the final word was on that though. Like, exactly what happened.
So basically, it's a hotel room, right? In Manhattan. It's underground. There's no windows. There's a queen-size bed, and we really haven't got the details out of it. But the bottom line is there is power going to that room, and there is a light switch. There are lights available. Now, I don't know what... As far as you want to talk about darkness retreats, you try to find yourself and stuff like that, I'd rather go out into the desert of Arizona and sing Kumbaya and smoke some weird stuff and have my Yellowstone visions, you know what I'm saying? Out there with just my hide freezing, you know, and so I see my white wolf. Yeah, absolutely.
I know, bro.
I'm not sure what we're accomplishing here by just literally sitting in a dark room for 3 days with my thoughts.
Hey, listen,
I think that's straitjacket material right there. I think you're coming out there to straitjacket.
I don't know. He seems. I mean, I good for him. I don't know, dude. I don't know how he does this. And then also, like, Rodgers, we got to give it to Rodgers, man. He's getting up there now in terms of Jeter-esque, in terms of the amount of different women that he's been with who are A+, man. You know, whatever Rodgers got going on.
$59 million answers a lot of texts and phone calls.
Yeah, but bro, he's literally dating the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks' daughter.
You know what? 9 out of 10 women, if they saw Aaron Rodgers walking down the street in normal plain clothes, are not going to give him another look.
What do you mean? They thought he was Nicolas Cage from Con Air.
You know, you just
said
that, and I don't think I can unsee that now. Oh my God!
That's who he is.
Why couldn't you put the Boney back in the box? All-time great. Nicolas Cage, one of my all-time favorite actors. Put out a ton of shit movies, though.
What's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie?
Oh, dude, there's so many. Gone in 60 Seconds has got to be up there. But
the top.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'll save that. I'll come back on Monday after I do a little research here. I know Face Off is a very popular one of my favorites of him. But but then I also, I am the last one.
I mean, The Rock.
Sean Connery, awesome. You know, but then
National
we also
Treasures.
That's what I was getting into, dude. I really love those like National Treasures and stuff. Like, it's good stuff.
Some of my favorites. Really good.
Speaking of National Treasures, Daniel Jones really thinks he's going to find the National Treasure at $45 million.
Unbelievable.
Do you think anyone is going to pay that?
No. But
I'll bet you'll be surprised.
I bet I will be. I will be.
I could see them coming in with like it's gonna. You can't give this kid any more than 3 years, right? But on the same token, NFL you could cut. But I could say like a 3 to 5 year deal, soft on the front end, heavy on the back end, so you can cut him. You know, if you need to, if he turns out to be the Daniel Jones of old, I don't see that happening. Face Off, I know, Buff. Ooh, man, that was a good one. Lamar Jackson, though, I really just, I don't know. I know that everyone, I know the Joe Burrows, I know the Patrick Mahomes, I know every quarterback around the league is rooting for Lamar Jackson right now. Because Deshaun Watson was a complete anomaly. Like, the fact that the Browns did that is crazy. It's just crazy. Never been done in the history of the NFL. It's just crazy. Everybody was shocked. But if they can't get it again, it's a one-off. However, if Lamar Jackson signs a fully guaranteed contracts, with that being said, there are two different types of quarterbacks. There's a Tom Brady quarterback, and then there's Lamar Jackson quarterback. Two completely different quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson is going to be a little bit more prone to get hurt, running around, making plays. Tom Brady might, have a little bit of a knee, a tackle, something of that nature, but it's not as out there as these mobile quarterbacks are. I just don't see how anybody gives a mobile quarterback a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah, very interesting. So the Daniel Jones thing, the saga to me, I mean, if you look at Daniel Jones' year last year, you say he had a great year, right? He threw for 300 yards only 3 times. 2 of those were against the Vikings, the worst pass defense in the NFL.
Well, good for him.
The other one was against the Lions, who was another terrible pass defense as well too. Daniel Jones is efficient. He's a get you there quarterback. Even in those games when he threw for over 300, he never threw for more than 2 touchdowns. So it's not like he's bombing the ball over the place. It's he's playing smart football, which is great for him. But I don't think you're getting paid Lamar Jackson money for playing smart football. I think you need to look yourself in the mirror, realize where you're at. We have no self-awareness in this society anymore for who we are as humans and what our value is. We think that we deserve everything.
Whoa. Hot takes on a Friday, folks.
You said I wasn't ready, and I just rolled out of bed. I got to come with it and bring the heat, bro. I came out of the womb ready. Yeah, I just think that the lack of self-awareness is glaring here when it comes to Daniel Jones. And then the last game that we saw you play was against the Eagles, right? 135 yards, And now that we saw what Patrick Mahomes did against the Eagles, that defense as well too, it's a little bit tougher to justify and just say it's a great defense that you just got shut down by, right? So
Daniel Jones also doesn't have a Travis Kelce. Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on Lamar? You think he's going to get it?
I think Lamar will get paid for sure. Like I said, I think the perfect number. I think the perfect number for Lamar would be $200 million for 4 years, all fully guaranteed. I think he's gonna want more than that. He's gonna want 5 years, $250 million, somewhere in that range, and then he wants it fully guaranteed, $250 million. Somebody will give him the 5th year. I don't know if that someone is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. I think that would be a good resting place for him, honestly. Kind of Vic 2.0, a la, if you will. But I think his weapons are a little bit better there when you look at a guy like Kyle Pitts and Drake London, big targets to be able to catch the ball.
Calvin Ridley coming back
from Lamar. Calvin Ridley's going to be on the Jaguars next year. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they decided to trade Calvin. Well, fortunately for Calvin Ridley's sake, they decided to trade him. But there's players to be picked up all over the place. Lamar Jackson, I think, is going to have a huge year next year as well, too. We do always see this with the franchise tag, though. Like right before you're about to get tagged, there's a chance the Ravens could franchise tag Lamar as well, too. I don't think Lamar reports if he gets franchised. I think he wants a long-term contract. He'll just hold out, not show up for any team activities.
100% agree. I don't think he's going to play under the franchise tag, and I don't know if I blame him. I just don't think.
I would.
I don't think that he's going to get the full contract. I think that the NFL owners have met behind closed doors and pretty much said this Deshaun Watson thing was an absolute abomination to the Cleveland Browns did to us. So we're all going to get together and we're going to agree that we have to break this cycle right now. And Lamar Jackson is going to be it. And I don't think he's going to get around that. I don't. I could be wrong. I believe it or not, in this, I've been wrong before. I know it doesn't happen very often, especially, by the playoff picks. It only happened a couple times, but I have been, Spectrum is
our
doing
favorite people.
Is doing its thing again. It's really unbelievable the amount of money that you pay for internet for it just not to work. But if it is down for you guys right now, just hit the refresh. It'll pop right back up. If it doesn't, we'll have it on the VODs. I don't know. But it looks like it is not up on Facebook. We are up on YouTube. So if you want to look over on YouTube, we are up on YouTube and we are on Twitch. It looks like the Facebook feed has dropped off. I apologize. It's just technology that's out of my control. Now, we did see some more NFL news. We did see some very, very interesting projections in the NFL draft coming up, which one insider has Anthony Richardson going number 1 overall. Now, on the last show, Mr. Jeffrey brought up his point of Anthony Richardson possibly even going to the Bucs based on his talents. Now, I watched him all year. I saw it.